Imagine being so powerful, so connected, that you could allegedly commit unspeakable acts for over 20 years and not only get away with it, but get a Grammy, a Ciroc deal, standing ovations, and Lifetime Achievement Awards. Welcome to the insane world and the insane trial of one Sean Diddy Combs. But as wild as it's been, and it's been wild, with the almost too horrible to describe allegations of what Diddy made Cassie do in the freak-offs, and accusations of him blowing up celebrity cars, breaking in houses, and hanging people over balconies, this is more than just a criminal trial. It's a psychological autopsy of a man who allegedly used fame and his clout and influence from his infamous parties like a cult leader uses scripture to control, to silence, and to own. But what if the biggest celebrity parties weren't parties at all, but psychological traps? What if the mogul behind Biggie, Lil' Kim, and the Bad Boy Records empire was more than just a businessman and more like a cult leader in a tailored suit? Because that's exactly what this trial is starting to reveal. Sean Diddy Combs isn't just facing allegations of trafficking and racketeering. He may have built an entire secret world where power, control, and fame formed the perfect cult, and nobody dared to say shit until now. So, this isn't just another video sensationalizing another celebrity trial for clicks and views. This is the first video in a series fully exposing what they hide at the top of the Hollywood fame pyramid. So if you're ready to see how deep this really goes, hit subscribe now and prepare yourself. This is what they hide, and you're about to see the whole brutal, sick picture of how celebrity culture protects monsters. Let's get all the way into it. But first, real quick, do me a favor, and if you enjoy getting the raw, behind-the-scenes, uncensored breakdown on topics nobody else is covering like this, from an insider who knows and ain't scared to reveal it, hit the button and the bell and subscribe to this channel right now. It helps the algorithm push out these videos to other intelligent, open-minded people like you who want to know the truth about the dark psychological mind games being hidden and used to manipulate them. If you do that now, I promise I'm going to provide you more and more fascinating exposés that go even deeper behind the curtain of what the rich, famous, and powerful hide from you so they can use and control you. All right? Appreciate you. That's it. Let's fucking go.
Chapter 1. The Mask of Charm.
Diddy rose to power and built an empire off charisma. Smooth talking, smooth dancing, business savvy, billion-dollar deals, black excellence. What wasn't to love about it, right? But every cult needs a charming leader. And that's what makes this story so dangerous. Because behind the suits and the Forbes list was a man allegedly running a psychological trap house where luxury was the bait and silence was the price. Cassie's lawsuit and other recent allegations paint a pretty disturbing picture. That charm was a tool, not a trait. Cassie said she was controlled, beaten, filmed, trafficked. Other people say the Diddy parties everybody wanted to be invited to weren't just parties, they were auditions for psychological compliance. And it all may have been used to lure people into something much darker than a label deal.
Chapter 2. The Narcissist Playbook.
See, I listen to people all the time on radio, on social media, on television. People hear the allegations of what Diddy did to Cassie and other people, and they often say, how did somebody let him do all that crazy shit to them? I would have been gone. Yeah, everybody says that until they run into a skilled, charismatic operator with NPD and it happens to them. It's hard to believe and understand from the outside, but as a long-time human behavior hacker, trust me, I've seen over and over how simple the answer usually is. They got hit with the playbook. Yep, they have a step-by-step narcissist/cult leader playbook, and it's devastatingly effective. You'd be surprised at what they can get you to do. Yeah, you too, if you fall under their charming spell and into their trap. Let me break the narcissist cult leader playbook down for you. Step 1, love bomb them with access, lavish gifts, career promises, private jet rides, and emotional intensity. Step 2, isolate the target. Make them dependent on you, disconnect them from outside voices and support. Step 3, introduce fear. surveillance and monitoring, control or confiscate their phones, their environment, their career, their safety. Step 4, punishment and reward. Blacklist dissenters or anybody who tries to resist. Reward silence and obedience. Punish resistance. Step 5, rinse and repeat. See, none of this is new or unique to Diddy. It's literally narcissistic abuse 101. It's the exact same psychological blueprint used by actual cult leaders. But Diddy took it to the highest profile level imaginable with platinum plaques, A-list access, and NDA paperwork. In his world, the cult leader robes were swapped for mink coats and Bentleys. But another question people ask is how come nobody knew about all this or said anything? Don't fool yourself.
Chapter 3. Industry-wide silence. What they all knew and ignored.
Here's the part that should make your skin crawl. They all knew. People always know, or at least they heard, and they stayed silent. Because as someone who's had long-time access and connections inside the entertainment industry, in that world, loyalty doesn't have a damn thing to do with truth. It means protecting your paycheck. When money, fame, and power collide, morality evaporates faster than the Ciroc bottle at a Diddy white party. And when the abuser owns the red carpet and your record deal, hell, when he owns a good chunk of the record industry itself, silence is the only safe currency. So from artists to execs to media personalities, like always, the machine kept moving while the victims were chewed up and discarded or disappeared. This wasn't just a case of one man abusing power. It was a case of an entire system choosing power, money, fame, and access over people. And don't you ever let anybody tell you it was just Diddy. He wasn't the only one. More on that in upcoming videos in the series. For now,
Chapter 4. The Hollywood Cult Blueprint.
now it's all cracking open and starting to come out. The raid, the testimonies, the seized video footage. And I see everybody and their mama coming out of the woodworks with their stories and self-righteously talking about all the terrible stuff they claim to have witnessed Diddy doing. Ex-bodyguards, ex-assistants, ex-artists on his record label. Where were they when they were allegedly witnessing all this shit happening? Where was their courage and righteous moral anger then? Well, next time you have a little break between waiting with bated breath for my next video to drop, if you pull up Netflix and watch a few cult documentaries, you'll notice the exact same pattern. The question isn't just what Diddy did. The question is how many people went along with it or helped him do it. See, every cult has rituals. Every cult has a code of silence. And every cult has members that protect its leader until the mask slips. You need to understand, this wasn't just a celebrity acting out. It was a system allegedly built on control, surveillance, and sexual coercion. The mansions were just stages. The parties were tests. If you passed, you got fame and or access to the celebrity high life. If you didn't, you got blacklisted. Or worse, was Diddy running a record label or a cult compound? Was he a mogul or a cult leader with a top-tier PR team? Well, I can tell you this. One of the things they're hiding is if Diddy was running a celebrity cult, he had plenty of members in it. And that brings up maybe the most explosive aspect of this entire Diddy trial.
Chapter 5. The Domino Effect.
If you pay attention, there's one thing you'll notice none of the so-called pursuers of justice are discussing. Not the prosecutors, not the cable news shows, not TMZ. Who else? Who else was involved? None of them are asking. Now ask yourself why not. I mean, Diddy is on trial for a RICO charge. The Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act is a U.S. federal law literally designed to allow prosecutors to take down criminal enterprises as a whole rather than individually prosecuting each member for specific crimes. So, to paraphrase Dave Chappelle, why the f*** is Diddy the only person being charged in the case? Here's what I can guarantee you. This trial is just the beginning. Because if this was a secret celebrity cult, one fueled by fear, fame, and NDAs, then Diddy was just the tip of the iceberg. You don't run an alleged abuse and exploitation machine like this for 20 plus years unscathed alone. You need enablers, you need gatekeepers, you need partners. Well, the NDAs are cracking. The vault is starting to open. Now the real burning question is, how many more moguls are still hiding behind the mask? So ask yourself, if Diddy falls, who falls next? Now look, if you're not too scared to look into the abyss and you're ready to keep going deeper, subscribe now. This is part 1 of our series, The Cult and Trial of Diddy. And I'm just getting started, baby. Because in the world of celebrity that I know very well, power isn't just abused, it's ritualized, like in a cult. Let me know your honest thoughts in the comments if you agree or disagree with me. I read them all and I reply to the best ones. If you got something out of this video, you enjoyed it, smash that like button. And if you're completely allergic to bullshit, hit subscribe right now. Because whatever happens, as your favorite and only uncensored, unbought, and unafraid forensic human behavior hacker, you know how I get down. My promise to you still stands. On this channel, what they hide always comes to light. So until the next video, remember, always look beneath the surface, keep your mind open, and your eyes will follow. Ask why, question everything, stay dangerous.